It's a new year. New coaches have taken over successful programs at New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Nicholls State has their title coach back for another title shot. The high schools are geared up and ready to go. So are we. Sports on the Bayou is back. Our very own Cajun Cannon Bobby Hebert, well, he's offering in-depth analysis and game strategies. Former Pro Bowler Rich Marty brings his candid talk back for another year. Mike Detillier will offer his great insight to the sports news each and every week. This year, the vivacious Debbie Cox DeNova will have her own segment, Good Vibes. Our high school expert, Stan Gravois, will be on hand to discuss high school standings. The thumper, Harry McCullough, will focus on Nicholls State's season. The infamous Dr. Pat Hagan is back, and he'll get to ask his question each and every show. This year, our naming sponsors will be a part of the show. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. St. Martin & Bourke, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Some perennial corporate sponsors are also on hand. They are South Louisiana Bank, i.e. Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality, BioPure, and BCG Services. This year, I'll assume a new role. I'll be a chief referee who will make sure that everyone gets equal time.
Yeah, right.
Now from the Eugene and Lorraine Falls studios in Houma, Louisiana, it's time for Sports on the Bayou.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Sports in the Bayou. And
in the Bayou.
What happened Monday night, Mike Detillier, and I'm going to introduce him different today. The grandpa of Bobby Hebert IV. The Cajun Cannon Bobby Hebert.
Yep.
Nice.
I tell you what, when I first saw him, boy, I just started crying, and it was like happy tears because I just thought of my dad.
Yeah, that's it.
You know how my dad was like, oh, he'd be one like old school, you got to pass the name. You can't have all these girls. You know, I had 4 granddaughters. I finally got a son.
You can't say that, Bobby.
No, I'm going to tell the truth. When he would say, I said, I don't care if we have girls, you know, you be healthy and all that. But my dad would be like, got to pass it on. And to know that T-Bob named this little boy Bobby Hebert the fourth. Oh, my dad, I know he's looking down on heaven. And there's a clone of T-Bob. He weighed like 10 pounds.
Well, you know,
and he has blonde hair. He looks like Scandinavian or something.
You know, there's a 50-50 chance of that happening.
Well,
but he looks like your son.
Well, they looks like, I don't know, his oldest daughter, now I don't know if that's a good thing down the road. His oldest daughter looks like T-Bob and now his son, so. But
congratulations.
Congratulations, Bob.
Yeah.
And also Rich Marty here. And we'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bourke, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
I'm Chris St. Martin. Many of us know what it means to have roots here on the Bayou. I'm no different. My family has been here for generations. Likewise, the firm of St. Martin & Bourke has been helping the injured in this region for almost 50 years. We're honored to serve the people of South Louisiana and the Bayou region. Remember, if you've been hurt in an accident and you want to know your rights, call St. Martin & Bourke today to schedule your free consultation.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Sports on the Bayou's corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, BioPure, along with BCG Services. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou. Guys, I really don't know what to say. Last night, the Saints completely controlled that football game for 3.5 quarters. and then saw it just fall away at the end. Anything that could go wrong went wrong. It was drop passes, 12 men on the field. You got Mark Ingram running out of bounds, and not only not getting the first, but he also stops the clock. You throw the football on 3rd and 1 to a guy who has not even been involved in the game plan before then. You know what? Bad teams find a way to lose, and you saw it last night with the Saints.
Yeah, in the beginning of the game, Dr. Pat and I talked about it earlier, that 18-play drive that Tampa did, first play, as a player, I mean, you're not really 100% warmed up. That defense, it sucks the volume out of you. It sucks the energy out of you. And I think that showed up at the end of the game. They just ran out of steam. Number one, I mean, there's 100 points you made to do it, but they're just not paying attention to detail. Joe used to say all the time, take care of the little things and the big things will take care of themselves. And they have not been able to take care of the little things.
Well, is Mark Ingram, is he on the take or what? I mean, come on. You're going to go out of bounds. He needs to be cut on the spot. Now, I told Deuce this. I go, man, they need to take him. He's the all-time leader, Saints rushing leader. They need to take that away from him and tell him, you got to who that is. You got to leave. You got to leave now. I don't know if you listen. I don't think he lives in Alabama, but you got to go back to Alabama.
Well, I think he's not 100% either. His knee is still. You can see.
Well, like Deuce is telling me.
Right.
Even listen, you got to keep the clock running. I don't care if your hamstring or your knee. Let's say you fall on the ground. How about you roll? Just roll. You got to get a first down.
I agree.
Hey, listen, and he goes to the sideline. He takes one knee. He apologized on social media that he screwed up. Hell yeah, you screwed up. You're supposed to be a pro. Come on. This is the regular season version of Marcus Williams having a brain fart, the Minneapolis Miracle. Yeah. Like, what? We just freaking lost? What happened? Do you know the probability? Jeff Duncan had tweeted this. When Ingram did that, the probability, if he just falls forward, the clock's moving, and we get a first down, it was 98.7% the Saints are going to win the game. And look how it went downhill. This is the version. Now, it's not the Super Bowl or anything, or the playoffs. The comeback by Tom Brady and what he did, this is the equivalent in the regular season, like the Patriots coming back against the Falcons.
Yeah,
it's similar.
It's similar. Now, it was a lot more points he had to make, in the Super Bowl.
And it was a lot bigger game.
Yes, but the regular season version, no, this is Tom Brady's greatest comeback ever.
And at 45
we gave it to him.
And you handed it to him, so to speak. Let's go to the highlights.
And how about we catch the ball? I mean, come on, can you catch the ball?
Early on here, Marcus May makes a play.
He had his best. Marcus May had his best game. That's what we paid him for this game and throughout the season.
Because Leonard Fournette got a clear path to the end zone. Andy Dalton throws it downfield. Taysom Hill, easy connection there. You get a score at 7-3. Then Dalton back to pass, and then here it is. The ball hits him in the helmet.
Where are you jumping? He's jumping before the ball.
Chris Olave is a very good player. He's not great. I'm telling you, he drops the ball too much.
And then Demario Davis comes up with the interception. And then Jarvis. I've seen Jarvis make this play.
It's a touchdown.
Over and over.
Everybody wants the one-hand catch to be on top 10 ESPN and all that. How about you use two hands? God gave you two hands. He didn't give you one hand. Come on.
So it's 10-3.
I'm about ready to have a heart attack.
Then Dalton chase out of the pocket, and Taysom gets to the 2, but you got to settle for another field goal. But you felt, man, the way the defense is playing, you got a 13-3 lead. Then here again, you get a tip pass with Kamara out in the flat.
Settling for field goals instead of getting touchdowns.
16-3. 6 minutes left in the game.
Look at Mark
here's the play.
Well, what?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Listen, he's not hurt. I mean, that's a bunch of BS. And now I don't know. You stop the clock.
I don't know what kind of damn play.
Because I think Pete Carmichael does not have confidence in the offensive line.
I know, but you give it to Taysom outside. I mean, you gave up 40 seconds, even if you don't get it.
Taysom run it.
I agree.
You give up 40 seconds there.
Then Brady. He catches you on the first one. Then here it is. Taysom Hill, wide open.
There could be a better pass. A better pass. Come on, Taysom, catch it.
Then
they got called for holding, and then
10 yards back, but it didn't make any difference. Man, listen, I give it to him. He is who he is. At 45 years old, to pull that off is remarkable today. Your Saints helped him, but he was as poised could be. He had threw a couple of deep shots and missed.
He overthrew. Yeah.
Overthrows, but late in the game, man, he was absolutely
that momentum, man. That's an ugly thing if it's against you. If it's with you, you can do some great things. I mean, Andy Dalton had an unbelievable night. He should have been He should have been 90%.
Andy Dalton should have been 23 of 28 for right under 300 yards. You know, he had a higher quarterback rating than Tom Brady. He had a quarterback rating of 107. Tom Brady was at 84. So everybody said, oh, we need a new quarterback. We need maybe some new players. How about, everybody focus on the quarterback, get too much of the glory. You get too much the blame. Hey, Barry, you just take it for the quarterbacks. No, I'm going to call it real. I'm going to tell you, if you suck, you suck. And if you're good, you're good. Andy Dalton's not sucking.
We'll be back.
It's over. Good night, Irene.
Coming up, Sports on the Bayou will go in the audience and introduce the naming sponsors and the guests that have come for this week's show. It's all right after the break.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
I'm Chris St. Martin.
And I'm Chuck Bork.
Truth is, nobody wants to hire an attorney. If you're coming to us, it's probably one of the most difficult times in your life.
But it's also true that if you've been injured, you need someone to explain your rights.
Since 1967, St. Martin and Bork has been helping the people of South Louisiana understand their rights. If you've been injured and want to know more about your rights, call us for a free consultation today.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin, you got it.
All right, before I turn it over to Erica.
Back again.
We have Dr. Mark Williams in the house.
Awesome.
Dr. Mark, stand up. Get this crowd going with a little clap, please. Let's go. Stand up. Come on, superintendent can stand up. Stand up.
All right. He's not going on Dancing with the Stars.
That's right. There we go. All right. Erica, who we have here today?
All right, first up, we got Alford and Associates.
All right. Look, I want to say something. Keep clapping. Tony Alford's in the house today. All these ladies just see work so hard. Tony's the president of our levy district. Our levies are second to none in the entire nation, and this man is leading the charge. Y'all give him a round of applause. He does a great job. All right, who we got, Eric?
Up next, we got St. Martin and
Come on, we
Bork.
can't stop y'all petering out. Come on.
And we got a lot of law enforcement in here today. All law enforcement, stand up. Law enforcement. Come on, stand up. Firefighters, EMT, y'all stand up. Y'all give them a round of applause.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go. All right, who's next, Eric?
Next up, we have Rouse's.
Look who's at the table, the Diocese of Houma Thibodeau. Bobby, they are praying for you today.
No, they need to pray for the Saints in the future. They ain't got to worry about me. They need to pray for the Saints.
All right.
Next up, we have our talent table full of talent.
Look who's joined. Harry's father-in-law, Mr. Chris Olivier, is at the table today. He just wanted to make sure Harry was behaving himself. Mr. Chris, good to see you. All right, next up.
We have South Louisiana Bank.
Y'all give it up for South Louisiana Bank. They're giving it up for some firefighters today. We appreciate it.
We have Terrebonne General Health Systems.
And Terrebonne General's doing a cancer screening today on site, so they're a little sparse, but they're working.
Well, if the Saints would have won, they would have showed up.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
We got
Rich was out there today, too. We'll get to that.
Yeah, good.
We got Mr. Lesta with Barker Honda.
All right, we got the mayor, Wayne Bro. You know, Lester's in the Hall of Fame, Nicholls State University in soccer, right?
Well, he should be. He gives enough money, right?
Yeah. I mean, are you saying
Is that how that works?
Are you saying he bought his way into the Hall of Fame?
That's part of the deal. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's
just for the record,
That's
Lester,
just
how much did it cost you?
That was free, Martin.
All right, who we have next?
Next up, we have BioPure and BCG Services.
All right, there we go. Y'all doing all right? Y'all hanging in there, Chris? Wave runners are getting ready?
Waiting on you.
All right, wait, let's get the summertime. Who we got next?
We have Terrebonne Parish Consolidated Government.
All right, and they couldn't be. I know they were excused today because they have another meeting. that's going on, so we'll let him slide.
Yeah, because the Saints lost. Everybody got a meeting.
Yeah.
Everybody got a. We got a meeting too for 4 hours.
Well, I'm trying to keep the spirit here, okay?
Bobby's on today, man.
We have GIS and the port.
Look at old Neil Marlborough, boy.
Yeah.
He ain't no front runner. He comes when it's down, and he's bringing his crew over there in the back. So
You got my high school buddy Ray Maye. See him in the house.
Ray.
That's
We
it.
have-
All right. Look at it. Okay, go ahead.
We got Terrebonne Parish School District.
All right, that's right here. But we have the legend, the man himself. His other buddies are under the weather today. I know a lot of people under the weather. But Coach Albert, he's a diehard. He's here, and he's a legend. Y'all give it up for Coach Albert. All right. And then we have the school district. Y'all give them a round of applause. They teaching people like we had in school, like me and Harry. And Bobby was smart. I can't throw him in that group. All right, who's next?
Then we got TITA and CIS.
All right, Tita, y'all give it up for Tita, doing a great job for us in the parish.
And last but not least, we have Mom's Table.
And Mama
The
said
best
to tell
table.
y'all she's coming back for the Christmas show. She's going to be ready.
Oh, we're
She wants to get all dutied up and all that kind of stuff. So
You gonna dress up for that
there's
this year,
friends
Bobby?
and family. Mama's sister's right here, Aunt Miriam.
But you
She hides in the corner just like my mama does.
Yeah, she's going. But you know what? At least they're representing, Martin.
That's right. Where did I get it from? My dad's side, I guess.
Yeah,
You know? Thank y'all for coming.
And you know, Martin, who also in the house, a caller all the time to the Big 870, Hollywood.
Hollywood in the house.
All right,
Hollywood in the house.
Hollywood, how you feeling today?
Pretty good after the Saints lost yesterday. Pretty good.
The Saints lost?
Yeah, they blew it away in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, actually 5:30.
Yeah, it was like, it is, I am so dejected right now. Like, I was trying to sleep and I'm tossing and turning and I go like, what? Well, what the hell just happened? Now, you sleep a few hours. I hate this after a Monday night game because I got to go all the way to home and then I drive all the way to Mississippi at the Silver Slipper and talk about the same thing. So you just like, I don't know, I'm just beating myself and talking about the same negative thing instead of something positive and hope. Right now, no, the Saints are in the Bayou. No, it's bad.
No, they drowned.
Martin, it is like so bad that you don't appreciate what you don't have until they ain't there no more. And the stability that Sean Payton and Drew Brees brought to the table.
You said that all last year.
Yeah.
Every time somebody complained about it, you said it.
I said,
you're going to
why
be watched.
when they're not here anymore?
Right.
And then all
We
of a
said
sudden,
it 2 years ago. We better have enjoyed it when it was taken.
yes. That was the heyday.
Well, Bobby, you brought us some love when you were there. I got to give you some credit.
No, late 80s, early 90s, we were winners. No, we never won anything, but we still were winners. We went like this. We never had like 3 or 4 wins. No, we won double digits like 4 times.
So what's wrong with 3 or 4 wins? I mean, Bobby, that's most
no,
of my
but
career.
when Rich played, when Rich played, they were like the team is right now.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And I feel I was a gut punch because I know how the players
When
feel.
Rich played, they scored 42 points a game, but the defense gave up 44.
No, but we had the Big Ben. We invented the Big Ben for Atlanta.
Hey,
how many times they beat us the last
let
play?
me tell you how bad it is right now. This is going back 2 decades plus. This is like the Mike Ditka years. This year is like a Mike Ditka season.
He didn't have to go through that second guess. But I did.
Yeah, this is like a Mike Ditka season.
I want to thank Erica. She did a great job. She's the perennial now. She's doing. But going to the break, I was telling some people yesterday, like it or not, I said, you know who would be a good coach for the Saints? Bobby Hebert.
Hell no, that's too much work.
Bobby Hebert. No, they need some fire.
Answered that one too.
They need somebody to get in their face and all these
Well,
stars.
I could give a few pep talks.
I know you could.
I actually did that with Coach O at LSU a couple of times.
We could keep Mike on the sidelines right next to you to keep you calm down. But
that's a job I don't want. I'll be honest, I don't want that one.
Hey, listen, when you get to, like right now, especially where I'm at, even when you're in your 50s, you get to go home at midnight. You got to be back there at 7 in the morning. And you got to do that like for months. They get paid millions of dollars.
Yeah, they got medicine for that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, right.
All right, Mike, back to you.
All right, we'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
Coming up on Sports on the Bayou, we'll talk LSU football. We'll break down the highlights and analysis of this week's game and the upcoming game. You won't want to miss it. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
Structural heart disease refers to a defect in the heart's valves, walls, or chambers that keeps the heart from pumping blood properly. Valve or structural heart problems may be present at birth or develop over time. Your risk increases if you have high blood pressure, plaque buildup, history of heart attack, take certain medications, or have certain heart infections. The Structural Heart Program at CIS and Terrebonne General provides innovative solutions and devices with the latest technology to bring the best possible outcomes for patients. Learn more at cardio.com.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And St. Martin & Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
Welcome back to Sports on the Bayou, guys. LSU ran into the buzzsaw. They the gold standard now, Georgia. It's no longer Alabama. It's Georgia. And even despite the fact that Georgia maybe didn't play their A game, it was a strong B+. And they won by 20 points.
And they scored 50 points.
You can't turn the ball over. 19, what was the spread? 19?
17 and a half.
Yeah.
And I gave them the 17 and a half points.
Yeah.
Mike, I thought it'd be more like 37-17, that type of game, and not like
but 50 points is a lot of points. And boy, you saw the best of Stetson Bennett.
You can't make any mistakes. You play a team like
he
that.
was unbelievable in that. We're going to go to the highlights. Early on, Jaden Daniels downfield of Malik Neighbors. Gets a first down, 18 yards. And then back to pass, Jaden, and he hits Brian Thomas. Gets it down to the 8-yard line. And they moved the football early against that defense. But then again, man, every once in a while, Jalen Carter comes in and he shows you why. He's not going to sleep long on draft day.
This is ridiculous.
Fell asleep here on special teams, which has been, man, the bigger bull for this football team.
They got to get rid of Pullian. I mean, he's the only coach that followed Coach Kelly to come from Notre Dame.
That's not happening.
But no, the special teams suck. They're terrible.
Then over the middle, hits Kayshon Boutte.
That was his best play of the year.
No question about it. And he's coming back.
And he's coming back.
Yeah, what is that deal? That's
for the
pretty
2020
first-round pick.
He probably wants to do great and be a high first-round pick.
What are they costing to keep him here?
Well, that's why they got name, image, likeness, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's what I thought you might know.
You can get paid now before you go to the NFL.
I know all about that.
But then this, talk about a crazy play. The ball bounces off the helmet of Jack Mesh, interception, short field. That's all Georgia needs with a 14-7 lead. Then Stetson.
He's so confident, man. I mean, he's just so poised.
It's McConkey in for the score. Yeah. And then you talk about they run after catch. Bob, you talk about that yak.
Yeah.
Georgia got it all game long. And then again, Bennett. Poised over the middle. Touchdown. Now it's 35-7. And you could tell Daniels was hurting during these drives with the ankle. It sets up the field goal by Ramos. Makes it 35-10. But again, Georgia kind of gave a little bit of hope here with a fumble. LSU recovers. Back to pass. Nuss looking for time. He got it. And
he made some plays.
He looked good. I'll tell you what. He looked good.
He don't like it because he tell me, Coach, you always say I'm the gunslinger. I don't like that. But he is. He's the ultimate gunslinger.
As long as you connect.
And he hits with Malik Neighbors for a score, 35-17. But then the backbreaker here. On the long run, gets it down inside the 10-yard line, then the score, and that was it. 42-17 at that point. But again, Nuss makes some plays, and they got a running game. Josh Williams running downfield, gets it down to the 12-yard line. Then for the score, Georgia, though, again, continues to answer that huge offensive line, running game, but they just sort of took over up front. 42-23 at this stage. They makes the score, and then they go for two. Well, whatever. You know what they say about payback eventually. And Brian Kelly's defense just wore down. Thus back to pass, throws it up the field.
Great adjustment.
Gets a nice pitching catch over here. And again, for Nussmeier, even if it's not at LSU, he made quite an audition. You know, if you got to play somewhere else.
Well, Mike, he threw for right under 300 yards, 15 of 27.
And he had other opportunities. Ball gets stripped from him here. Recovered by Georgia. But again, you can see why Georgia is the gold standard. They're the new Alabama right now. And they may have a difficult game because I think they'll get the best of Ohio State. I still think they win and then set up the huge match. Georgia, Michigan.
Yeah, I'm not like Ohio State. I mean, they can pass the ball downfield. That's the only weakness if there's anything with Georgia, right?
We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
Coming up, Debbie Cox DeNova will have her Good Vibes segment. Stick around. You may learn something.
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin & Bourke today.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. It's our Good Vibes segment. So, Debbie, glad to see you back up and rolling this week. And so, give it to us.
Thank you so much. We're talking today about importance of a good coach. So, for a long time in the sports analytics community, the dominant view was that coaches are interchangeable. And now, of course, we know that that's not true. In fact, analytics show that across all sports that were studied, the coaches actually account for the team outcomes in quite significant ways. Scholars at the Harris School of Public Policy analyzed hundreds of seasons of data, and they found that coaches actually account for 20 to 30% of the variation in team outcomes. So I want to hear from you guys. Talk about Dennis Allen, talk about versus Sean Payton, talk about your experiences in coaching. What do you find makes an effective coach? And are coaches given an unfair I guess when they're credited and they're also blamed for their team outcomes? Are they unfairly blamed and credited? And what are your experiences with good
Rich,
coaches?
you answer first. You had one of the greatest teachers. I don't call him a coach. He was a teacher in Joe Paterno.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that because they are teachers. The great coaches are teachers. They're coaching and teaching all of the time. Mm-hmm. And look, every team needs a leadership. You got to have leadership. Every company needs a leader. The head coach and the team kind of takes on their personality, whatever that is. And you're seeing that. Look, if you dropped a pass or you went offsides, Peyton would be in your face, and you had the fear factor there that motivated you. Now, that's not always good, but in football, it works.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have that with Dennis Allen. Totally different personality. I don't think they've identified what their identity is, the Saints, because of the personality. So you got to have leadership, and you got to have somebody to motivate. And Joe was great about that. He knew when to get in your face. And you got to do it. It's like your kids. You can't love your kids all the time. You love them all the time, but you can't.
Well, you can't be
their friends.
You can't be buddy and friends.
So there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of it. But you got to be a motivator. You got to be a leader, and the team will take on your personality. And the great coaches have all of those.
Well, Dennis Allen wants the players to like him. What? They like you when they win and they put more money in their pocket. To be all buddies, that's a bunch of bull. I know, like I tell you, Jim Mora and Pat Swilling couldn't stand each other. They all are looking at it, but the bottom line is we never won a championship, but we were a winning team. So to me, you have to hold the players accountable. And he took up in the post-game press conference from Mark Ingram, oh, well, he was hurt. That's why he went out of bounds. Like, what? Let me tell you, Sean Payton would have got on Mark Ingram as you lucky if you're going to be here tomorrow. I'm going to cut you on the spot. Like, well, what are you doing? So the teams that I have played on, when the coaches are nice with the players, everyone's at ease. But you don't win anything. The coaches that I play with who are jerks that's when we won. Coach Perry, Ralph Perry at Salafouche, he'd break a clipboard over your head. Ask Coach Ono. Now you can't do that no more. Child abuse. You can't do any of that.
And you had Jim Stanley.
Oh, Jim Stanley with the Michigan Panthers. We won the championship. He was part of the Junction Boys with Bear Bryant.
Yeah, he's tough.
We're surviving. All of a sudden, you're walking in West Texas and in the desert. Okay, you ain't gonna make the team. You go on your own. And then you're just walking. What? Now if we did that, they did a 60-minute segment on that. Oh, look at this abuse and what. So that's why. Listen, it's a lot of different ways to skin a cat and how you motivate your team to win. But the bottom line is you got to win. Because everybody wants to be associated with a winner. And however you get that done, you got to win. Let me tell you about relationships. You look at great leaders in the world. You can read about Napoleon Bonaparte, and then you can never fight two fronts. That's what. But Napoleon Bonaparte, we still use the Napoleonic Code in Louisiana. So when you think about that and his leadership, it would be like right now. Let's say Dennis Allen is not the coach for the Saints. Let's say Pete Carmichael's not the offensive coordinator. You know who would hire him and bring him in? Where Sean Payton ends up next. You know why? But here's Sean Payton. Rich, you like this? Here's Sean Payton.
I don't like it, but they're going to do it anyway.
And here's Pete Carmichael, and here's Dennis Allen already. It ain't the top dog like with Sean.
No, you got to have a personality, and you have to good writer.
And you got to be yourself.
You got to look at Andy Reid. You ever see Andy Reid? Has anyone seen Andy Reid get above a level of this? But he's a great leader.
Coming up, Harry McCullough with a live studio guest as Sports on the Bayou continues.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Whether it's your home or your business, Bayou Pure specializes in disinfection application, along with water, fire, mold damage cleanup. Call Bayou Pure today to get your free consultation at 985-322-3003.
BCG Services, local experts for concrete leveling and foundation repair, providing quality solutions for a variety of foundation issues. With years of experience applying Floor Shield products to both homes and businesses, you can trust our team to provide high-quality results. Call for a free consultation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. H, I'll throw it to you.
Yeah, thanks. We're gonna talk a little bit and catch up a little bit about what's going on with the teams in the area in the state this year. Of course, you talked about LSU. How about Nichols? They were 3-8 after a couple of years of really making a nice run, playing in the conference titles and playing in the playoffs. 3-8 this year, so they got to hit the transfer portal and get after that.
Go find you a quarterback.
That's
the key to all of this.
Timmy said last week, they got to get.
Yeah, going all the way back to UL when I was there, I always talked to Nelson Stokely. He was a great coach when he had Brian Mitchell and Jake DeLone.
And Jake,
not so great when he had other guys. So yeah, that's how that works. Southeastern has been able to find quarterbacks. They are 9-4, Southland Conference champs, and they made it to the second round of the FBS playoffs. McNeese was 4-7. Northwestern had a 4-7 year. They were 4-2 in the league, so they did okay once they got in their conference play. UL Lafayette will play in a bowl. They were 6-6 this year. They play in the Independence Bowl against Houston. UL Monroe was 4-8. La Tech 3-9. So kind of a down year. Southern Jags was 7-5. They made the playoffs and took on Jackson State for the SWAC championship. Jackson State won that game handily.
And then Prime went to Colorado.
He did. And talk about
the big bucks.
About the transfer portal. He told all of us.
Hey, y'all ever been to Boulder, Colorado? That's a road trip. You want to go to a college campus, a cool college campus? Go to Boulder, Colorado.
I've been there.
Isn't it awesome? And in prime time, you pay the players getting to come there, man. Watch Colorado is all of a sudden going to come back like they were, Mike, in the 70s.
Man, when Coach McCarthy was there and they were playing for national.
Yes.
People of another generation don't remember that.
Yes.
They were a national
They
power.
hadn't made a commitment to playing.
Yeah.
Their facilities were way behind, and they weren't paying coaches either, but that's about to change.
They're all high.
And they'll be paying players, too, so they'll get a lot of guys in.
Yeah.
They're all high.
And they got money.
Right.
And they got money in Colorado.
Legally.
It don't matter if you get high
in Colorado's high,
I mean, come on. It's all about production. Now, are you productive or not? Don't worry about what I'm doing behind the closed doors. I mean, if you're productive, then good beat. If not, then you got to change it. You got to change your lifestyle.
But Grambling was 3-8. Grambling was 3-8. They had Hugh Jackson now as their new head coach. Of course, he played coached many years with the Raiders and the Browns. And we leave the last one for Tulane. Tulane 11-2 this year.
Yeah,
they win the American Conference Championship. They will play USC. in the
and they're going to beat them. I'm predicting they're going to beat them.
The crazy thing about that is that line started USC 2.5-point favorite. Today, Tulane's a 1-point favorite over USC. Think of that.
That's incredible. Let me tie this all into my last point, which I am worried about, and I'll tie it back to the Saints. What scares me is that they're going to keep DA, make him make a few changes with his coordinators, and then tank. And that goes against all my fiber as far as an athlete and all, but I think they may tank for Caleb Williams, who will be the coach of USC, playing Tulane. And it scares the hell of me. I do not want, and he's the kind of guy that might go, I'm not going to New Orleans.
Well, no, if you pay, no, the money they pay
it's
them.
It's empowerment now, but whatever.
Yeah, Caleb Williams, to me, the closest thing like to be the Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, we'll be right back.
You got to do that early.
Dr. Pat gets to ask his question of the week as Sports on the Bayou is right around the corner.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Exciting news from Barker Honda. Introducing the all-new 2023 Honda CR-V. A new rugged design, longer, wider, with a significantly broader stance. Spacious interior with more premium high-tech features. More second-row legroom comfort. Plus, larger rear cargo space with power tailgate. Hurry in and see the all-new, larger 2023 CR-V now in stock at Barker Honda, your local President's Elite Award-winning dealer.
Sports on the Bayou's corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, BioPure along with BCG Services. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou, it is Dr. Pat.
Asking all them questions. Asking all them questions. Why you asking all them questions? Making statements.
All right, Doc, you got it, brother.
All right, we're going to stick with LSU today because that's a more positive subject. Rich and I were talking about before the show started that, yeah, LSU needs a new special teams coach rather than a recruiting coordinator who's given the job because the NCAA limits the amount of coaching positions. But also that players make a coach also. And I think that, Rich, I'd like you to comment on the lack of depth on LSU's football team may show up on special teams. In the past, you had OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Michael Clayton type of guys playing special teams. Bobby, I'd like you to comment on, I saw Jaden Daniels in the spring game. I didn't even think he would get playing time. And I saw his improvement from the spring game till now, and no one can doubt it. Bobby, do you think Jaden has the ability to improve more in the next year?
Yeah. Go ahead, Rich.
You answer special teams, I mean, of course, I'm so sensitive to special teams, and some teams just don't view it as a third of the team. I mean, you got offense, defense, and special teams. You win 2 out of 3, you generally win the game. But the depth in college football, I think, is going to change. I think with this NIL stuff, and you guys back me if I'm wrong or right, but you're going to have your 85 scholarships, and then you're going to have these kids that are going to get a lot of money, and maybe you might have 100 scholarship kids effectively at the end of the day because they're getting paid. They're paying their way. So you're going to see a lot of talent on the teams that have money. They're going to start swelling. You'll see the special teams, I think,
well, on that one point,
players.
Can football players at LSU get tops like the baseball players do?
Well, they have a full scholarship. They don't need
I mean, if you don't get a football scholarship.
Well, that's interesting.
That's a great story. That's a different story. You can get tops, but then, you add to that what you can get outside of that.
Right.
No,
if you're a walk-on.
If you're saying if someone's going to provide funding for them and they pay the $2,000, whatever it is, for tops, that's a pretty cheap education for the NIL guys that are donating.
Well,
and a lot of guys, to be honest, Doc, they have never played special teams before in their life. Rich can talk about that.
I didn't play special teams in college.
Guys never played. Okay, you want me to play special teams? What you want me to do?
Well, you want to make it. You want to make it in the NFL if you have ability. You better be able to play special teams.
Right.
But when you look at JT Gray, Mississippi State, he turned in not only to a special team starter but all pro. I mean, he wouldn't be playing. If he's playing, it's like Steve Gleason. I love Steve Gleason.
That's how he made it in the
wouldn't
NFL.
Be playing defensive back. No, you picking on him. JT Gray's in the secondary, you're picking on him. Now, what they do, they excelled on special teams. You try to make a professional life, and if you excel in that, you become a millionaire. Let me come in right quick about Jaden Daniels. I think I like the progression of Jaden Daniels where he's at right now because, he can make plays with his feet. I mean, he is smooth as silk. Look how he can run. I mean, you can't coach that. That's all instincts. And then he comes all of a sudden from Arizona State. He comes to LSU, a different environment, and he got better. I think it's in his best interest that to be an NFL quarterback, you want to keep that skill set, but you got to become a better passer. You know who's a perfect example of that? Have y'all watched Jalen Hurts with the Eagles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jalen Hurts, I mean, all of a sudden, he didn't pout. He goes from Alabama to Oklahoma. Look what he's doing with the Eagles right now. He's up for MVP because he got better as a passer.
The other
Jalen Daniels could do that.
The other guy, too, Tennessee's Hendon Hooker. We sort of forget about him because of the knee injury. Look how he played a year ago. Look how he's played
How
this
he matured.
Year. To a terrific
Now, how does he bounce back from his knee injury, Mike?
He'll be a first-round pick quarterback.
Somebody will draft him.
We'll be back with more
Maybe the
Sports
Saints.
on the Bayou.
And right after the break, Stan Gravois takes a look at key high school football games on Sports on the Bayou.
I'm Chris St. Martin. Many of us know what it means to have roots here on the Bayou. I'm no different. My family has been here for generations. Likewise, the firm of St. Martin and Bourke has been helping the injured in this region for almost 50 years. We're honored to serve the people of South Louisiana and the Bayou region. Remember, if you've been hurt in an accident and you want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bourke today to schedule your free consultation.
If you are suffering from chronic cough, bronchitis, reactive airway, or persistent asthma that's difficult to control, or diagnosed with COPD, Please listen carefully. You may be suffering from allergy sinus, bronchial asthma syndrome. For as we now know that undetected or uncontrolled infection in the upper airway can affect the lower respiratory tract. If this is happening to you, please call us for an evaluation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou, we're going to throw it to Stan Gravois. He does a great job covering the prep scene. Very few teams from our area are still in it, so we'll throw it to Stan.
Hi everybody, welcome to Terrebonne General Community Sports Institute's weekly high school football report. Unfortunately, no more teams from the Bayou region in the playoffs. E.D. White bows out this week to St. Thomas More. A great season for the Cardinals, but just too much Cougars on Friday night. It was a repeat of last year's semifinal game. Only difference, this one was held in Lafayette on the campus of St. Thomas More. This 42-yard keeper by Ben Guidry on the second play from scrimmage for E.D. White put the Cardinals on top 6-0. Ty Powell adds the extra point, 7-0 Cardinals. The Cougars come right back on their ensuing possession. Sam Altman hits Tanner Hornback over the middle. He pushes it into the end zone. Our score now 7-7. After another touchdown by St. Thomas More, Jeffrey Dietrich gets this big run to get the Cardinals in good shape at the very end of the first quarter. But as the second quarter started, a big turnover for the Cardinals. They have trouble on the pitch and the Cougars take over. As a matter of fact, it was 4 turnovers for the Cardinals that did them in. This another one in the second quarter, an interception by Brian Broussard of St. Thomas More. He gets it down deep into E.D. White territory. That leads to more points. And the backbreaker in the third quarter. Nick Beckwith intercepts this Guidry pass. He returns it all the way for the touchdown. That sets the score at 31-7 St. Thomas More. They tack on one more late touchdown. 38-7 is your final. Nothing for the Cardinal faithful to hold their heads down about. A terrific year again. Third year in a row that E.D. White is in the semifinals. And of course, last year they were in a state championship game. Another terrific year for Coach Kyle Lasang and his kids. In other scores, unfortunately, St. James goes down to Manny 32-13. That was in the Division III non-select bracket. And in the Division I non-select bracket, Destrehan gets a big win over Westgate 21-6. They'll be playing Ruston in the state championship game this upcoming weekend. And that leaves us enough time for another Did You Know segment. But first, what you may already know. Most everyone knows that Mike is a nationally renowned analyst of pro and collegiate football, getting his start back in the mid-'80s. First by talking with New Orleans legend Hap Galati on air, and then on to extensive radio time with Buddy D. His decades-long history of studying the game and its players has made him a leader in the nation of assessment and analysis of players and teams. He's got a tough, no-nonsense heart when it comes to critiquing the rough and tough football players. But did you know that he's got the softest of hearts when it comes to animals? That's right. From nurturing stray baby kittens to going off in the pastures to chat with goats and donkeys near his neighborhood, Mike is passionate about animals. As a matter of fact, if it weren't for Miss Linda putting her foot down, the Detilliers would have a pet monkey. Yep, the guy who makes these tough, no-nonsense evaluations of 300-pound linemen on Twitter is a big softy when it comes to newborns in a litter. So, did you know?
Stan, I think I know who tipped you off on that, and the monkey part is true. I would have one at the house, but my wife says, no way. You're not having no pet monkey here, because the worst thing is that monkey is going to turn on me. But, man, I got some killer donkeys across the road from me, And Bob knows
I
about
got the
it.
pick. Yeah, they can kill a coyote. You know, like
and they've done it 3 times. A coyote or
bobcat
a wolf walking down the deal. Okay, when I'm face to face with you in a fight, that's what you normally do. You know what that donkey does? Turns around. Wow! And I heard him she woke me up one morning, 4:30. She was like, "Wake up! One of your children is hollering at you." And I'm like, "What?" On the phone? She was like, "No, in the field." He had clocked one. Wow.
Mike, you sent me that picture. The donkey had a bobcat in his mouth.
Like the world's championship.
Like a big bobcat. Just kicked the crap out of it and just like picked it up. This is my trophy. No, it was like
crazy. It took me a while to get him to drop it.
Yeah, right.
I had to feed him something else, but thank you, Stan.
But Mike likes pussycat. Y'all saw that, huh? Yeah.
We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Coming up on Sports on the Bayou, we'll put the naming sponsors against the host in picking the scores of the games this week. Who'll be the closest? We'll see if the sponsors can beat the experts as Sports on the Bayou continues.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
Terrebonne General Health System, where medical science meets the art of caring, is committed to providing the latest advances in medical technology with a gentle, caring touch. This is evident in our high-tech, high-touch approach to healthcare. As a trusted healthcare resource, we deliver both life-saving, compassionate inpatient services and life-changing preventive care, while also providing wellness needs and outreach throughout the Bayou region. To learn about how Terrebonne General is providing innovative healthcare solutions, visit tghealthsystem.com.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Guys, I throw it to you.
All right, we don't have too many games to pick this week, but we do have some winners for last week, so let's check them out.
Did Harry win?
No. I brought him up. I pick on him when he's over there, so he won. I had to bring him up here.
Harry, a lot of wisdom there.
I got down.
Look how close he was.
I didn't even kick myself.
Man, Harry, that is close.
Pretty close.
I should have won the LSU, too.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't want y'all that. All right, but he won. He's back in it. All right, next. Stan.
Oh, Stan wins too much.
God. How many?
we
got to see.
Stan
I
wins
need
too
a
much.
recount on that one.
You were close? What was your score?
I had 21. I was by Georgia by 21. But whatever.
Oh, you want to go to the booth?
Whatever.
I had Georgia by 20. I had Georgia by 20.
You got a W.
I was
Give it that way.
What happened? Yeah.
All right, next. Stan.
Oh, God.
Stan again.
Man, you got some inside information we don't know about?
Stan, you need to move to Vegas. I mean, they're going to hire you.
And then he's going to cool off and we'll lose all our
No,
money.
we're going to start a Vegas show on HD.
Right, that's it. No,
We're
you
gonna make a lot of
That's
money.
a good thing.
Hey, man,
Yes.
I'll have to talk to BetMGM about that.
There you go.
Get Stan
That's how shows are born.
Stan the man.
All right, what else we have? All right, there's your standings. Stan's running away with it. He's got 9. Look at Debbie.
4.
Debbie, that's pretty good, Debbie.
Dr. Pat.
I don't know if we picked this week, did we?
All right, let's see.
No, Rich.
Alford and Associates. Tony, now that you're here,
that's true.
you think you could have a group meet with your people and step it up? Look at that. Y'all got one pick right.
Man, you let
Now that
Harry
you're back
beat
in
you.
town?
Hey,
I'll pass y'all.
Yeah. I think you need a coulda, shoulda, woulda speech over there at Alford and Associates. Stan. Why don't y'all put Stan on the payroll?
yeah. Stan, help us with our picks.
Stan's not against that.
Stan, I'm making you money over here. We got to pull for Tulane.
Yeah.
Yes, especially, listen, USC that's a household name. You know, you look Alabama, Ohio State,
team.
and you talk about old school
One-man
USC.
team.
You look at the traditional powerhouses. USC for football is in that number. So I think that'd be a big feather in Tulane's cap. Cotton Bowl.
Catch them now.
You know, and to win that game.
You got that shot.
Let me tell you, you're going to need Pratt. And then
Tajay
Spears to have success because USC's defense sucks. Their offense doesn't suck. So it could be a shootout. It'd be a very entertaining game, but Tulane's offense has to roll because USC's defense
I'm thinking
not
of
very
recruiting,
good.
though.
Yeah.
Tulane beats USC. It puts a little egg on their face for recruiting.
No, but without a doubt. But just goes to show you. That
Pile up that money. Pile that money up.
Stan will know this. That he looked at Manny. They whooped St. James.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, Manny, Louisiana is by Toledo Bend in the middle of nowhere. They got a starting linebacker that's going to USC. From Manny. Yeah. Manny, Louisiana to Los Angeles. Getting paid.
Yeah.
And Mike, you know about him.
Yeah, I know a little bit about it
legit.
because of the family. He wants to be in the movie business.
And so why not? Oh, Hollywood. I'm going to play for USC. Come on.
Well, hell, we could have brought him aboard over here. He could have went to Nichols. What the hell?
Martin makes movies.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted to follow Spielberg.
Yeah, right.
That's a little different. Look, Spielberg's here. We over here. All right, so there we go. Tulane, right? Boy, that's
a great
Can you believe
story.
the fans of Tulane? This is their big moment right here.
And it's the first time since Benny Ellender beat LSU, they win 9 games, that the coach doesn't leave to go to another school. This is early 70s. You're talking about 73. When that happened, Benny didn't leave.
Right.
But every other coach who's won 9 games or more, they've left to take another job.
Does anybody in here know the Tulane fight song?
Hoorah, hoorah.
Okay, go ahead, Harry. Come on, say it, Harry.
Can you give me a little bit more of that? I'm trying to give Tulane some love. Lester, do you know it? Lester, you not in the Hall of Fame at Tulane, too? You didn't give them a check?
One lane.
All right, Mike.
All righty. Thank you, guys. We'll be back next week with another version of Sports on the Bayou.
That's it for Sports on the Bayou. Please visit us at HTV10 Facebook and HTV10 YouTube for a look at this week's show. We'll see you next week. Same place, same time.